Hello chef, today we are going to prepare a meal called Dzobodzobo, and the ingredients you are going to need include, we are going to need our vegetables, that's onion, pepper, fresh tomatoes, ginger, garlic and the rest. We are also going to need our shrimp tablets. We are going to need our tomato puree, our beef, our salt, red oil, our salmons, and then our corn flour, that's dry corn flour. So let's start. So our fire comes on, and then our saucepan follows. Right after our saucepan is on fire, what we do next is we add our palm oil to the saucepan on fire. So our palm oil is on fire now. So what we do next is we add our our onion to the oil for it to fry for some time. And then what we do next is we blend our vegetables, the rest of our vegetables, our pepper, our fresh tomatoes, our garlic, our ginger and our onion. So we blend it, and then that will be the next thing to go onto the fire. So now we have our onion frying, and then our blended vegetable is also ready. So what we do is we then introduce the blended vegetable to the oil. So like that. Then we leave it to also fry together with the onion, which is already frying. Now the next thing we introduce to our stew on fire is our tomato puree. Someone will call it tomato paste. So there is a meal called jenkpele in the Volta region. This meal we are preparing is just similar to that one, but the difference is that we are not going to add crab to this one. Neither are we going to add dry fish, but it's acceptable if you add dry fish to it. And then we are not going to use roasted corn flour. What we are going to use rather is dry corn flour. So that's the difference. And one other difference is that with Dzobodzobo, we are not going to make any hole on top and then scoop our stew into it. And also we are not going to scoop some of the stew aside and later add it to the finished meal. So I think basically that's the difference. So I don't even know how to translate Dzobodzobo into any Akan language or any other local language. Dzobodzobo. Probably my grandmother in the village will be able to tell me what Dzobodzobo is and how the name Dzobodzobo came about. Now we add our beef to it. We add our beef to the stew, as well as our fish, that's our salmon. This fish is not as dry as the fish we use in preparing jenkpele. So we break it into bigger sizes, unlike how we prepare jenkpele. So chef, let me remind you again, this is Dzobodzobo. So it takes almost the same formula as jenkpele, but there is a difference. The main difference is that the flour that we are going to use is dry corn flour, whereas the flour we use in preparing jenkpele is roasted corn flour. So basically that's the difference. So we cover it for it to boil for a while, to cook actually for a while. So one thing I nearly forgot is our shrimp tablet. So our shrimp tablet is added, we stir it for a while, and then we add our salt. So not too much of salt, because all my meals that I've prepared, I don't add too much salt, just a little bit, because too much salt they say is not good. So just a little. You stir it for a while, then you cover it for it to cook. Action. So what you do next is, now you see that our stew is now ready. So we are done with the first phase of this meal. Trust me, the aroma alone from this stew is so great. So if our stew is ready, what we are going to do next is we are going to introduce one other thing to it. So let me close it and later come and do the introduction. So now we add our water to it, just a little, and then we leave it for it to boil for some time. Before we leave it for it to boil, let's check if the salt content is okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. So we cover it and let it boil for some time. So now after some few minutes, we check and we find out that our stew is actually boiling. So what we do next is we introduce our corn flour. That's our dry corn flour. See, it is whitish in color. Yes, so we add it to our boiling stew bit by bit. Then we keep stirring. Like that. So with the help of our napkin, so we stir it till everything becomes solidified. So you see, just like how under low heat, so don't forget to keep it under low heat. So just like how we prepare our banku, but one thing we should realize is that the fish and the meat was not taken out of the stew at the first place, and also some of the stew was not scooped and kept somewhere for later addition. We just added everything, so we just add a little water to it, and after some few turns, our Dzobodzobo is ready. It's ready for it to be served. So, ladies and gentlemen, my dear chef, with these few steps, our favorite and our delicious Dzobodzobo will be ready. Action. So, in dishing it out, we get our bowl and then just like this. You see how soft it is? It must be soft, and then it is ready. Then onto our plate. So something like this, and then our food, that's our dzobodzobo, is ready. So with something like this, we are good to go. So this meal is actually enjoyed mostly in the afternoons, but it can also be enjoyed in the evenings. Trust me, it's very, very delicious. And if you eat this today, I don't think you have a feel for any other continental dish aside this. This is very traditional and very, very delicious as such. Thank you.